Welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Advice, thoughts, and stories from a married couple on cybersecurity, technology, and life in general. Now here are your hosts, Didi and Lital.
Hello and welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Didi, it's a Friday. What's up?
It is a Friday.
It's another week.
It's another week. I've been out not working for about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I've built myself a very fun routine of working out. I am enjoying very much my time off and I'm fully energized.
You're reading a lot.
I read a lot. I was in Israel and I read about 4 books. I read Nexus in Hebrew because
Ali.
yeah. Which
Is it good?
No, he's full of shit.
I think Sapiens was good.
Sapiens was good, but he doesn't understand AI for shit. He doesn't understand.
That's the second one.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that is interesting in Nexus, but
is it about how social networks evolved and
it's data networks,
communication among human beings?
Yes, it's interesting, but let's put it this way: I didn't feel like I've completely wasted my time. But like when you asked me about it, Keret, and said, "Is that a good book?" I said, "It's not Garcia Marquez. It's it's a known quantity.
It's not Nietzsche.
It's not Nietzsche." Although Nico and I were exchanging notes about Stephen King and some of his recent books, like the one that the time travel trying to stop the Kennedy assassination is an amazing book, really well written. So I read a whole bunch of books, some of them fiction, some of them not fiction. I'm hoping to finish the last one. You got in my way of finishing the last one last night by deciding to go back to sleep at like 10 o'clock at night.
That book, by the way, is called 11/22/63.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They made it into a TV show as well, starring
Franco.
James Franco. That's right.
Yes. Thank you. I liked the TV show less than the book. The book was really good. The TV show was
I should read the book. Yeah. The TV show is fine. A little hokey.
Yeah. The world building in the book is really good. Also, as I mentioned, I came back from Israel and I discovered a new routine. Apparently, at night, you're supposed to wake up and find shelter because the Houthis lob missiles towards Tel Aviv.
They do it nightly. They send
not nightly.
Wine. It was every night when you were there, wasn't it?
No, 2 nights.
Okay.
2 out of 7 nights.
I think the few nights before you arrived, it
doesn't matter. So this was very, very funny because it goes like this. I'm staying in a hotel room and the alarm starts. So I do my best Didi, which means turn to the other side and try to go back to sleep because...
Put the pillow over your head.
Something along these lines because I'm not getting up for this shit. But then I discovered that the hotel room doesn't stop the alarm inside your room until you get up because they use the fire alarm system. So
they start the fire alarm in the room?
It goes like the fire alarm, like woo, woo, and it doesn't stop until you open the door for the room. And it increases. Until you open the door in the room, it increases.
Oh my God.
Yes. So even I couldn't sleep through that shit. So I get up and I open the door to the room. And I had discovered that you need to open it significantly, not marginally. You need to actually open the door of the room significantly.
They invested in some sensors.
No,
or whatever.
it's like it's the same sensor that cuts down the electricity when you're not there. It's a whole bunch of sensors that are built for are you in the room or you're not in the room.
Yep.
So I think I found a way to cheat it, but then our daughter calls because she's with your
grandparents.
The grandparents,
and they get the phone alerts that they are in Austin, Texas, and having dinner, and they're getting the alarm in Tel Aviv.
Yes. So
she calls to check that you heard that there is an alarm in Tel Aviv.
So she's kind of guilt tripping me into going to the shelter. So I go to the shelter. I get to the shelter. Luckily enough, by the way, because I have been dealing with traveling to some shitty hotels in California, that the fire alarm fires in the middle of the night for no good reason, I always sleep with the ticket, the card for the room nearby.
I never done that.
Yeah, so I make sure that
I'm sure half of the people like leave the room and they probably need to give everyone new
keys. I plan. So I go to the shelter. I'm there. If there were attractive people in the shelter, I might have stayed a little bit longer.
I mean, it's people in the PJs. That's the thing. You cannot go.
There could be
go to sleep naked because the Houthis will make you go to the.
There could be attractive people in their PJs, but not on my floor, unfortunately. So I'm there. I say, okay, how long do we want to stay? And as soon as people started doing the conspiracy theory, I said, okay, I got enough, because I said, if it's a missile, it's a missile. But I said, but what about happens if it's a drone? I said, fuck it. I'm off to sleep. Drones only hit penthouses. So
I think they say like 4 minutes after the alarm goes off.
Who cares?
For how long the alarm went on?
It went on for another 15 minutes.
It kept on going for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that point in time, I understood what's going on. So back to bed. And
didn't you hear the interception?
Who the fuck cares? I wanted to sleep. It's like 3 a.m. So I went to sleep. The second time it happened is when I came back from my birthday. And that was even more problematic to hear the interception because there was a thunderstorm. So initially, I'm heading back
from a restaurant.
From a restaurant, and I decided to walk because it wasn't. It was between rains. Rain in Israel is not like rain here that you can have like 5 days of rain straight that doesn't stop. Like
it rains like half an hour, then it stops for an hour.
Yeah. So I'm walking, and then the rain catches me halfway back to the hotel. So I stand in a place and under a little bit of a cover, and I call a cab. And as soon as I go into the cab and like we're going a little bit further out, the alarm sounds off, and the cab driver looks at me and says, "What do we do?" I said, "I'm not local. You do whatever you want. If it's up to me, go. If it's up to you, you do whatever you want." I said, "I'm worth to my family more dead than alive." So
that's not true.
It is. I get fully vested.
When?
If I die. See? More dead than alive, trust me. I did the math. As now Lital is thinking about it.
No. All I'm thinking about is like, but then we don't have the chance of you building another company.
True.
You see, I'm optimistic.
You're optimistic. That's good.
That's like big loss.
Yes.
No, you have another exit in your future.
Yes. So I tell the guy, do whatever you want. And he's looking at me.
I'm greedy. Your vesting is not enough.
You and a whole bunch of other people that have given me the same feedback that they expect the next startup to do more.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
yes.
Houthis.
Back to the Houthis. I tell the driver, you know what? Let's stop in the car garage here. There's like a cement arch and stand below that one. So then I discovered there's another form of entertainment in Israel. Because you couldn't hear the interception, there was a lot of thunder. But apparently, people can drive for shit doing this. We were standing there and saw like 3 accidents in the 2 minutes that we were standing there. I said,
because people start looking for shelter and like
they panic. They don't know. They lose. The combination of rain and an alarm was very funny.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
That's actually that's the thing. You look at the news, and every time there are all those alarms, it's like 3 old people hurt on the way to the shelter. I guess people wake up, they don't have the glasses on, or like people get hurt in the. Don't leave your Legos of the kids somewhere in the, people trip over the Legos and stuff. So yeah, the Houthis doesn't do anything. Yeah. They just annoy people and create some chaos of people waking up.
Yes. So, and eventually...
They're responsible for insomnia.
Yes. So eventually we went back to the hotel because the driver was looking at me to make decisions. And as soon as I said, listen, at this point in time, the road is more dangerous than any place else, we went back and we discovered that routine matters.
Yeah. So my favorite topic is routines.
Yes.
I love routines. So we wanted to talk about it and why I think they're so important, and why I love them, and why the last 2 weeks when like my routine was completely thrown off because, holidays time and like I could wake up later and like it was horrible. Like I'm not happy when I don't have my routine. That's
because you don't have a routine. You think you have a routine, but I have a routine. You have nothing because you lack discipline.
That is so not true.
That is so true. Listen, I go on vacation to the fucking Middle East. I go drinking with my friends at night. 8 a.m. I am running.
Yeah, my routine is I'm daily working out, even on vacation. It's just that the time shifts, and the time shift, it's what I don't like. It changes the whole thing. So I'll tell you my belief. The more you simplify your decision making in life, the more things are the same every day, the more you have freedom to improvise, innovate, think about everything else. Like we have had this episode about Think Fast, Slow, about Daniel Kahneman and like the 2 modes of thinking. If your brain needs to decide what I'm doing today, I'm waking up, what am I eating for breakfast, what I'm eating for lunch, what is that I'm going to buy when I go out to the grocery store. All of this gives you a mental overload that is just unneeded. I love waking up at the same hour. I love doing the same workout that is planned for the day. I love not thinking about it and getting it from the app and just going. That's why I bought a new the Phoenix 7 watch by Garmin, and now
we're matching.
Awesome. It's really awesome. And now it gives me a daily recommendation for a type of run based on like my sleep and stuff, and I don't need to think about it. I used to think about it, now I don't. And I appreciate somebody else giving me the routine and telling me what to do, and I just follow. It's awesome. So I think in life, when you kind of minimize your decision making, I want to eat the same thing every day. I'm totally fine with that. I don't need to change. I like my food and I know what's in it and I know it's healthy and I know what I'm choosing. And if there is a variety, it's between 2 options. That's it. That's the variety. I just think it frees up the time, the mental capacity to think about new things in your work, in the things that matter, in the places you want to be creative. And when I feel like there is a holiday and now I'm gonna eat whatever and I'm gonna wake up whenever and I'm still gonna do my workout routine because that's non-negotiable, but I do it at whatever time of the day. It's a mental burden. So maybe it's a good one. I have to say it was really nice during the holiday to run at noon and then do a long walk and like do 3 hours from noon till 3 every day until now it gets darker already towards the afternoon. So that's like the warmest time of the day. It was nice being out, but I had to think about it of like, oh, let's get out. Now it's the time, because it was not my routine. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is, first, I'm a big fan of routines.
Yeah.
But I'm more efficient than you on those ones. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
When we get out of bed,
You're so competitive. Like,
I am.
You're better in everything. That's what you are. Like, my routine is better than you.
First, I am competitive.
That's Didi's.
I am competitive. That's why I don't.
He wants to win everything as if there is the routine competition.
Everything is in life as a competition. You're either a winner or a loser. And that is life.
So Didi now decided there is a routine competition and he wants to win it. Okay,
I will win it.
Why? So you tell us why you win the routine competition.
So, who makes the bed?
You make the bed. It's my routine is to leave the bed as is when I wake up because I don't care. It's not part of my routine. You decided there needs to be a bed routine. I think the bed is perfectly fine if it is the same shape and form when I leave it and when I come back at night. I did it now for 10 days when you were away. It worked perfectly.
No, it doesn't.
The cat likes to roll in it. He warms it up. I come in. It's fine.
No, it's not. So there's that SEAL guy, that admiral that talks about making your bed.
Yeah.
One of the things, now jokes aside, besides the fact that I'm winning the competition as usual, is the routine needs to be made out of elements of order. This is why armies do that specific army wake up. There's a specific process. You make your bed to have specific achievements. The make your bed is not a joke.
It's the base of your day.
It's the base of your day. And you need to have what is called in your routine. And this is why I'm very good at switching between vacation routine and work routine. And notice that I know how to evolve even when the kids ruin the weekend routine because the hockey games are never on the same time, because you have to have the elements of the routine, the part that is a variable and the part that is a constant. The morning runs are a constant, and I can choose to put them in a different time when the necessity makes them happen, but I will always try to do the start. And this is why my admin and I always argue about my morning routines during the week, that I need to do my workout. I do not deal well without my morning workout. I make my bed, I work out, I make sure that the trash is taken out. I make sure that the entry to our house doesn't look like a UPS depot.
You don't do that.
Of course I do. I yell at the kids to make sure that they break down the cardboards and put them.
So Didi's routine is he starts yelling, take out the trash, blah, 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 random kid name. He doesn't even check that they're at home. 50% of the time, he goes with his routine of yelling, random kid, please take out the trash. The kid is at school, in a scouts camp.
Doesn't matter.
Hockey game, went to a friend, stayed overnight, whatever. His routine is yelling into the void.
Yelling into the void.
Take out the trash.
Yelling into the void is very therapeutic. Yelling at your kids is a very important part
of your routine.
Of my routine.
Yeah. It is so funny because the kids is like, why is he yelling? That kid is not at home.
Well, I think
the routine is that you know that Ron will always be there and actually listen to you and take it. So you'll yell another 2 names. They're not going to respond. Kid number 3, which actually follows routines.
Yes,
will show up and take off the garbage.
But the fact is that when you do this blocking, the parts of the blocks, your routine becomes more efficient. And by the way, this is why I
takes the trash.
And that's why I love also going to Club Med, because one of the things you need to learn is when to delegate decision making. I am very good at delegating decision making. I have no problem with letting anybody else, and this is another military skill of is the ability to understand that it's okay for another decision maker to be present. You're very bad at allowing other decision making.
That's not right.
You're a control freak.
All our recent vacations were outsourced to somebody else.
But that took a very long time of me convincing you.
Really, no,
you
what it took is I'm bored at Club Med mostly.
Routine.
I mean,
good. You wake up, you ski,
no,
you go back, you eat.
I don't like
evening.
Club
Routine.
Med is nice for skiing. Yes, regular. Summer Club Med is extremely boring. You don't have much to do more than 2 days over there. But and we talked about, outsourcing vacation to somebody else. That's actually good. Like those companies that, give us the full day of what we do, where we're going to eat,
Yep.
how we go. It maximizes the vacation. And if it's even guided, much better. Like the guide knows the place.
Mm-hmm.
He has a plan, a backup plan for when it rains and when it's whatever. So that's actually something that I really like and maximizes the vacation. And also I learned how much you are impossible when you need to drive and navigate in a new place. So learning that you're not good at those, you don't like doing all those new places, exploration.
I don't like to be the responsible party. I'm the responsible party all the time, every place. When I'm on vacation.
So vacations need to be outsourced.
Yes.
And find somebody to build the vacation routine.
Yes.
And actually, that's a good point. I did find out that I enjoy planned vacations that have full activities on, then basically let's go somewhere and hang out. I can do it for a weekend in a new town that is easy to, okay, we'll do one museum, the downtown, the beach, whatever, and we're good. More than that, it's just boring. So good vacations are those that if you're going for more than a weekend, for us, it is for somebody else to plan and execute it for us. I would recommend if you can do it yourself, follow a ChatGPT plan for the vacation. That's awesome. I actually created a ChatGPT plan for my parents and Leah for Austin. They went for a few days over the holiday and they used it and it was great. Like it really gave them a list of restaurants and where to go.
It was great because of Leah.
Leah took the plan and executed it. It was awesome.
Yes.
So
now if you can only convince her not to get scarred on her forehead because of a hoodie and to actually blow her nose, she'd be an awesome child.
No, the blonde nose, it's the other one.
No. She has the same blowing her nose. She was pulling her nose. When she gets her cold, she gets like a rash here because she doesn't blow her nose. She just pulls her nose, and when she goes to sleep, she wakes up covered with blood. Yes. It's one of the things you need to learn. That you need to blow your nose. But all three kids have lack of blowing nose skills at teenage.
I look at you. I don't know.
I blow my nose efficiently.
I don't know about that.
I do the yoga thing in the shower.
So what's your new routine for the year? Did you kind of like have thoughts about routines?
I like my current routine. I will continue my runs. I did add power zone training on the bike because I felt like I was slacking. I'm back to not eating breakfast, which is going to be a problem after visiting Israel and eating hummus like 5 times since going there. And the buekas were awesome. The fact that I didn't come back a whale is a miracle because there's a coffee called Bradley right under the hotel that has really good coffee and really good pastry to go with their coffee. The fact that in Israel it's an art of matching the pastry to your coffee. I feel that it's
What pastry did you take?
Variations. There was rogalach, there was buekas, there was variations on sambusaks, like mini ones.
Sambusak is the best.
Yes. There were variations of baked stuff. And also Abulafia was right under the hotel.
There is Abulafia in
Yes.
an Israeli building?
Yes. It saved
real one?
Yes. It saved me when my mom decided to host a dinner with bad food. I came back, and before I went to the airport, I took a pizza sambusak with me.
Should have brought to the kids.
No.
For the kids.
No, because I would have eaten them on the way. when I was going for the pastries, there's like you can have one or you can have three. And the guy always says, "Hey, it's a 3 for 1, blah blah blah." I says, "Yeah, but are you gonna run with me on the treadmill to get all those calories off?" So that's another element of discipline that you need to have in your routine. Is that pastries can be on sale, but that doesn't mean you should take the sale.
Always true.
Always true.
Yeah. I am sticking to my current macro diet. I'm measuring macros, and I found a very effective way to kind of control my diet. It's tough.
Yep.
But it's a good routine. Like being mindful about what you eat, it's so easy to lose track. And so I love it. I actually became obsessed of food tracking. I've been doing it for 6 months now. And that's kind of like my thing now. I do not track if I eat out, because this is impossible. I just, do a big estimate and add 200 more calories to that. But I don't track, I don't weigh my food if I'm out. It's too weird. So that's I'm going to keep. It's a routine that, gave me a lot of control over my fluctuating weight. I think I kind of know now when I overate, when I consumed things, and it gives me tons of awareness about protein consumption, and that's something I prioritize. I prioritize strength workouts. That's also really, really, really important in my routine. I know that you prioritize running. I prioritize strength.
I'm strong enough.
Yeah, whatever. And I do want to bring back real reading, physical reading of books. I've done tons of audiobooks, but it's interesting because I used to think that you remember less of a book that you listen to versus a book that you physically read. I found this year that I do remember books if I listen to them while walking. It's interesting, I would go and, cross the street and be reminded that I just heard this part of the book while I crossed the street. It's kind of so weird that now it's the spatial recognition of a place now connected to a part of the book. So there is something about that. But if I drive, for example, because I'm doing something else, I do tend to kind of I did not really listen well, and I don't recall that well this chapter of the book. So I think audio is interesting versus physical reading in terms of your recall. While I'm walking, it's awesome. While I'm doing something else, if I listen and cook, I don't necessarily remember what I listened to. So it is very interesting.
Okay, so here's me frustrating you and the audience.
Yeah, you do both. He can read and listen to 2 different books at the same time. Something super weird that's
not super weird.
Rain Man Didi. Tell the fact. What's the fact? Rain Man Didi.
Yes. I can listen to one audiobook if it's a light fictional audiobook and read a work book. I can multitask both of them. They go into different parts of the brain. And
my son can do that. Sorry, this is producer Dave. My son can do that. He don't draw the wrong conclusion from this, but he has autism and his brain works differently than ours. I'm not saying you're on the spectrum, Didi, but
that's fine. Maybe it is.
Well,
I don't know.
I wouldn't diagnose you, and I'm pretty good at diagnosing people. But yeah, he will put on a song and then he will start to sing a different song over it, or watch a video while he listens with audio. He can take in audio at 2 different times, which sounds like what you can do.
Yep.
I mean, that's a neurodiversity thing that, some brains completely are wired a different way.
Yep.
I really cannot concentrate on two streams of things.
When Lital met me, I could still write with both hands simultaneously.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm the type that if I get lost and I'm trying to concentrate on directions, I have to turn the radio off because I can't.
Yeah.
I can't hear something and concentrate.
It's interesting. Sometimes when I kind of walk and listen to a book, at a certain point, I'm like, where am I? And yeah, I would tend to actually get lost and kind of like, oh, did I already pass this intersection or not? Like,
I do the same thing you do, Lital, though. I can remember where I left off, where I was when I left off, like on a podcast. I'll tune back in and I can picture exactly where I was.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
it's an interesting thing.
I wish that were more useful. I mean,
like I can really remember from like 10 years ago a place that I walked and listened to a book, and I remember this chapter vividly, and I remember the place. It's like these two things. It's like people say about smell, that smell is a very strong sense that you have memory. So actually, I think that audiobooks are really great for enhancing your scenery if you're walking somewhere. There is something about the experience that I don't get with physical reading. Physical reading, you just need to be sitting and reading.
You saw me reading on the Peloton bike yesterday.
I know. So I tried actually to do reading while walking because now Peloton has the Kindle app. Yep. I tried it. No, it's okay for me with, like very light article reading, like newspaper. Yes. But I cannot go deep in my reading while doing a treadmill walk.
Bike is easier.
It's also like, I guess, I get sick.
Bike is easier because you don't have the up and down. On a bike, you can, on a stationary bike.
Okay, maybe I can try.
You can try that. The reading while on the treadmill, I just do work on the treadmill. I can't read something that is interesting while on the treadmill.
Yeah, I can actually do some light work, like reading emails and like replying to emails if I really, really slow walk, like 2 miles per hour.
Yep. And the problem of our treadmill is too noisy. With WebEx, it's not a problem. With other meeting apps, it is a problem. On the WebEx, it's easy because it's
like doing a work Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're off camera, I'm sure I've done very few meetings that I apologize that I'm pacing and walking on a treadmill. I'm not sure people like the moving head in the camera. It's probably kind of weird.
Yep. Cool.
But yeah.
Back to the routine. I think one of the interesting things is that routines need to have wins in them.
Wins.
You need to have like a win. Like back to the Admiral, the making your bed, you have an accomplishment. You've checked a box. The routine has to have checking of boxes. And this is like when you and I were arguing.
It's not just the fact that you have them is a win?
No. You need to have a win built into the routine. Remember, I compete about everything. I need to have wins.
So what's the win?
It depends. There's a whole bunch of wins that happen during the day, like making the bed, having eaten something I liked, have specific things that I've achieved.
You're like, I had breakfast. It's a win.
Of course. The whole vacation thing was planned into competing with my sister on the run, and I beat her, which was awesome.
That's not a routine. You just had an event that you planned for. That's,
yes,
whatever.
But it's built into the routine.
Because you're beating your sister. It's like crazy.
No,
stupid.
This is part of the being part of our family. We compete.
Okay.
She was planning on coming to do the run. She was sure that I was cheating on the app because she said that my numbers don't look okay. And then we were running on the beach with very strong headwind. She was joking that she was thinking at what point in time will I need to grab her and make sure that she doesn't float off because she weighs like 43 kilos, 44 kilos right now. And I weigh a little bit more.
Yeah.
Annoying the kids, by the way, is part of my routine. I need to make sure that I piss off at least one kid one part of the day. A win.
All right.
Yes. Choose the kid. We were explaining to my sister kids, our kids already know this, of the child of the month concept.
Child of the month was the concept of your dad?
Yes, it was the concept of my dad. He always had like a preferred child of the month.
He had 4 kids.
He has 4 kids. He had the preferred child of the month, which was usually the child he saw the least during that month, or the child that did not cause accidents with his car.
What was the benefit of being the child of the month?
There was no benefit.
Of your dad?
There was no benefit.
You just declared that?
We didn't even declare it. It was just a level of affection. My dad was a very affectionate person, unlike my mom that's less affectionate. And it was funny. And I have revived that concept with our kids. And unfortunately, Simba keeps winning the child of the month because he's the one that pisses me off the least.
Because you're not the one feeding him. It's somebody else's routine to feed him.
I fed him yesterday, and you were upset at me for not feeding.
So that's the problem. Speaking of Simba, we didn't establish that the cleaning his poop is back a routine of Omri. He needs to be constantly reminded.
No, he's just an asshole. You just need to tell him. Remember the yelling at the kids? The yelling at the kids is therapeutic. Parents are supposed to yell at their kids. It's built into our DNA. The fact that all these modern parents want to do the educating thingy,
gentle
blah,
parenting,
blah, 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 blah.
whatever.
You yell at your kids. It's built.
It's either you yell at your kids or they yell at you. So choose the one that you prefer.
No, you feel relieved after you yell at your kids. You feel relieved.
People now think you're a really abusive parent.
I am an abusive parent. I'm a horrible, horrible parent. I have these things that I expect my kids to achieve goals and get to someplace in life. I'm like a tiger mom, but a dad.
Yep.
And I think that part of the stuff that I said to all the kids, if you want, I'll establish a trust fund so you can go to the therapist and complain about me. But this is kind of my routine.
I mean, it's better that they have a reason to complain than, they'll complain anyhow. So
they'll complain. Everybody complains about their parents.
At least be therapeutic for yourself on the way.
I don't know anybody that doesn't complain about the parents. So I'm going to cause damage. So at least let's cause damage in a place that I know that is less damaging.
Yeah. Well.
With that, we've discussed routines.
Establish one. Something new. It takes time, but how they say 3 weeks and your routine is now.
I don't know about that. Establish a routine, especially for work, because it is a really important element. The ceremonies are critical, but also make sure that the routine doesn't kill you. Because what happens a lot of times is people marry the ceremony and don't understand the goal of the ceremony.
So as you say, you always have a goal for your routine.
Yes.
So I want to sleep better. That's another very important routine. You're the one to be against my routine of sleeping better, and that's why you're getting a lot of resent. That's where we are incompatible with each other around my sleep habits. And the fact that you came back and I'm complaining is because you're ruining my bed night routine.
No, you just don't like me in the routine. I'm disruptive.
I'm just thinking we should do the Woody Allen thing of having separate bedrooms. Maybe in his case it was separate apartments.
Yes.
But I'm okay with you staying over, but maybe you sleep in your room, like in your office. You have a nice couch. Sorry.
No.
So I want to go to bed early. You watching TV.
I don't watch TV.
Typing over your laptop when I go to bed is annoying to my routine and ruining my goal of having a good night's sleep.
Yesterday, I fell asleep like a log and you kicked me. You triggered that.
That is the only way to make you stop snoring. The only way.
So, see, I'm considerate. I go to sleep after you so you don't hear me snore.
Yes, so get off the bedroom and let me fall asleep. Do your typing.
I'll do my
in
typing.
your office.
Yes.
Alrighty. With that
TMI,
we're good for the day. Establish a good routine. Takes time, but it's healthy and makes you think less about the day-to-day, so you have room to think about things that matter. The Didi and Lital Show is a weekly podcast. If you like us, rate and review us wherever you get it. If you don't like us, don't. But let us know if there are other topics you want us to talk about. We'll be here next week. With that, thank you. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye, Didi.
Bye.